What's going on, guys? Ryan here, and today we are going to learn all about prompt chaining. If you missed the last video on prompt engineering, you might want to check that. There's some helpful things there, but today is more advanced, very powerful AI stuff you've likely not had a chance to play with yet. I think we're the only platform to have this capability. Proud of that. And there have been quite a few of you that have already mastered the concept of prompt engineering and prompt chaining. Well, let's get into it. We are on the homepage here of chatbotbuilder.ai, and I've already created a brand new account. Done a little bit of testing, that's why you see our two contacts here. But let's first of all show you the old school way of collecting data, because this is something that I think, even though you probably won't use this once you learn the real way, the AI way. I think this is just going to be very, very helpful to understand. Let's make my little, here we go, much better. So let's go ahead and create a new flow, and we'll call this old school data collection. Okay. And what we'll do is we'll start off by clicking add content, get user data. And let's say the first thing that we want to collect here is the email. So we can just say something like, hey, thanks so much for your interest. Please confirm your email to continue. If we click edit here, we're going to see this is the reply type. The reply type is email. This is what we're looking for. Here are all your different options. Email is what we are just using the most by default. This is just what we've got chosen. This is where we're going to save the answer, the value, in the email custom field. So we don't need to do anything here except click save. We'll go ahead and assume they've given us the email. Let's next choose the phone number. What we can do here is just drag open a new block, click add content, get user data again, and we'll just say, thanks. Now please tell us your phone number. And so now we're going to click edit, and we will make a change. This time the reply type is going to be phone number. The reply type is phone number, and we're saving the custom field phone to store the value. Click save. So now we are, best practice here, collect email. We'll name that block. And then here we will collect phone. Great, right? Let's do maybe one more thing. Let's do zip code. So in this case, we'll have another block, add content, get user data, and we'll say, please tell us your zip code to complete the process. All right, and so we're going to click edit. This time we're going to click on number, and we don't have a zip code field made yet. So we're going to click add new, and we'll type in zip code. Continue. So we're now looking for a number. We're going to save the value in the custom field of zip code. And now we're looking pretty good. Let's rename this to collect zip code. Okay, so now we've collected all of the data. Now, the next thing that we're going to want to do to complete this exercise is we're going to go open up Google Sheets. And I've made a tab down here called AI Lead Gen. But remember, this is the old school way, so I'm just going to show you the process. We're going to make a column for the date, first name, last name, email, phone, and zip. So this is where we're going to push all of the information once we've collected it. And so the next step here is we are going to use an action this time. And the action is going to be a Google Sheets action. Click on Google Sheets, and what we're going to want to do is send the data, but you've got many options to choose from. In our case, we're again pushing data from one system, ours, to another system, Google's. We're going to select the spreadsheet, which is going to be the chatbot setup questions, and it's going to be AI lead gen worksheet. Now we're just mapping the fields from our custom field bank to the custom fields on the Google Sheet, the titles. For date, this is going to be last interaction is what you're going to use, because the last interaction is the last button click timestamp or last moment they hit enter to send a text message to your bot. That time is stored, and it's stored under last interaction. So when you want to know the timestamp of when something happened, this is what you would use. First name's obviously going to be first name. Last name, you're just mapping this stuff. Email, phone, and zip should be the last one. Boom. So all of our information is mapped. Let's rename this guy just to continue on. Best practices here. Send to Sheets. Save. So this is the old school way to set up a lead gen or data collection flow. Let's see how this looks. We can hit preview from here, continue, and we'll get our first question. And I'll say, it says, thanks so much for your interest. Please confirm your email to continue. Now look, there's one thing we need to do here. In this case, if we're on web chat, we're not going to know their first and last name yet. On Facebook, we already know their first and last name. We already saved that for you. But in this case, let's add one more block so we can get the full effect here. And let's, in this case, say, hello and welcome. Please tell us your first and last name. All right, so we got a little intro here. Instead of just going right for the email, let's do a little wave emoji here. What's that? Let's click edit. And in this case, we're going to choose text. And what I did here, guys, is I used tell us your first and last name, because it's just so drawn out if you go first name, last name. And so what we're going to choose here is a system field we've already built for you called full name. And we'll break that name down for you automatically. So first, we're going to collect their name. Collect name. Then email, then phone number, then zip code, and then finally it's going to all be sent to Google Sheets. So let's try this again. We'll just hit refresh, and our question will have changed. It should have changed. We'll do it this way. Sometimes we're too fast. Hello and welcome. Please tell us your first and last name. Ryan Baggett. All right, and then it's going to say, great, what's your email? And so let's give something like this, Ryan at AOL. Ryan at AOL is not going to be accepted because it's the wrong format. We need the .com. That's what we're looking for. So you get the, sorry, what you've entered is not valid. Try again. Now, this is important for systematizing things because that needs to be the correct format for it to work. If you wanted to collect an email and then send collect the email and then send an email, if it's not formatted correctly, it's not going to work. So this is something that we'll solve with AI here in just a second. But the rule-based chatbot does its job, recognizes the email is not complete. So I'll give it to them again, AOL.com, and then it'll accept it, and we'll go to the next question. What's your phone number? So 123. It's not going to accept it because this is not enough digits for any phone number aside from like 911, right? So we're looking for the correct amount of digits. So in this case, it's saying again, rule-based bot, sorry, this is wrong. I'll give the right number of digits and it'll be accepted. And so both of these prior questions, give me your email, give me your phone number, these could have triggered it because I've given the correct formatted information. It could have immediately triggered an email. And when I gave the phone number just now, it could have immediately triggered a text, and it would work because it's the correct format. That's the whole idea. And then to complete the process, we'll give the zip 29910, and it's a number, so it'll accept any number in this case. And then we've completed the process. Now to check to make sure everything worked out, we check to see that in fact, boom, the information is perfectly laid out right here in the Google Sheet for us. Now let's do the same thing with prompt chaining and AI. This is where it gets good. Let's go ahead and click X out of here. So we've got the old school way out of the way. Now we're going to use the new school way, put it that way, the AI way. And the way we're going to do that is with a trigger. Now what's cool here, I actually have a template for you. Templates are here, but we could just make this from scratch. What we're going to do is we're going to go to settings, integrations, and we're going to choose OpenAI ChatGPT. We're going to choose ChatGPT triggers here. Let's click manage. We've got 3 triggers already built in for you to use if you choose. But in this case, we're going to just click add. Every text box on this window is actually very important because this is information that we are collecting from you, the bot builder, to send to OpenAI to perform a function call, which is an extremely highly advanced technique offered from OpenAI to essentially build your own plugins. If you've ever used ChatGPT and plugins, this is the exact same concept. So in this case, we're going to collect contact data. And what does the trigger do? It is going to allows the user to provide their contact information. Like full name, email, and phone number, and zip code. Okay, so you don't necessarily have to go that deep, but I'm going to do that because it will provide the more accurate your description can be, the more likely the AI will work exactly like you want. So in this case, we've just named it and we've told it what it's supposed to do. It's going to collect their info. And now we're going to tell the chatbot what info we want to have it collect. So let's choose email, phone number. Let's do first name, last name, and then what was it? Zip code. So this is the custom field, but we need to tell OpenAI what this custom field is as well. And to do this, we're just going to say users, and don't worry about apostrophes and formatting here. We should have this in the correct format for you regardless. So like we're going to remove your formatting automatically so it works well with OpenAI. So users email, users phone number, users first name, users last name, users zip code. All right, cool. So we're going to also use this flow, but we're going to have to create that flow now. Let's go back into our flows. And what we'll do is we're going to cheat a little bit and duplicate the prior flow that we made, but we don't need this, we don't need this, we don't need this, and we need to make this the only step that we've got. So check this out. This is super cool. This is the entire chain in this case. We're going to use that ChatGPT trigger that we just made, and when that trigger has collected all of the data, it's then going to send the user to this flow, which all it is the action for Google Sheets. So remember, we'll click here again so you can see this. Google Sheets, send the data. Where is it going? Boom, all the information. So let's hit save and let's hit publish. And now what we're going to do is we are going to go to our settings section here, and we're going to go to integrations, and we're actually going to give it a prompt. This is a brand new account, like I said, so there's like nothing going on here. You need to first, before we do anything, let's go to our ChatGPT triggers and choose the one that we made called collect contact data. We need that turned on. And I'm going to turn connect user to a human. I'm going to turn this one off just for now. And now I'm going to create the prompt for this demo. So we're going to say, you are an assistant for Ryan's management company, period. Your goal is to welcome the user and to then immediately begin to ask the following required contact collection questions, colon. Question number 1, what is your name? Question number 2, what is your email? Question number 3, what is your phone number? Question number 4, what is your zip code? Okay, so we've got that, and we'll say, you are required to ask each of these questions individually, waiting for an individual response before providing the next question. Always in a friendly, warm tone, period. All right, and so a trick here, I'm going to take my whole prompt. I'm going to open up ChatGPT, and I'm going to say, improve the following text. Control V that baby, and boom. So here we go. It's giving better output than I could, so that's why I use it like this. I'll say copy here and paste. So again, we've got our prompt. This is the whole thing. I'm here to assist you before we proceed. I'm going to gather some information. So let's test it. We're going to hit continue. We've got our default reply turned on. And what we'll do is we'll go to our flows tab. We'll go to this welcome message here. We don't need this guy. Let's remove this little link. I'll show you guys the secret little link here in a minute. But let's just go ahead and now test our flow. This is just a standard welcome message. We'll hit preview or continue. And we'll get the little box here. And I'm going to say, hey, what's up? It says, hey, how can I assist you today? And I'm going to say, I'm looking for some info. Sure, I'll do my best to help. Let's make this prompt a little bit stronger. We're going to say, I thought this might happen. What we'll say is, before you do anything, we'll be extra clear. Or we'll say it like this. We're going to go back to Ryan's human reinforcement learning right here, guys. We'll say, your number one goal is to collect the user's contact data immediately upon engaging in a conversation, period. Do not talk about any subjects or topics with the user until they've provided all of the required contact details, such as full name, email, phone number, and zip code. But make sure you still use a friendly tone. All right, so we'll click continue here. That's a better prompt. We're going to run a little trick here, and because we've already been in a conversation, what we're going to do is we are going to clear the conversation. This is clearing it from OpenAI. All right, so let's go back here and make one more adjustment to the flow. Here's this welcome message, and I think we can actually be okay here. We don't need to make any changes. Let's just hit publish and preview, continue. And now we'll say the same thing. We'll say, hi, is anyone there? And now let's see what we've got. Bam, don't you love it? So it says, hello, I'm here to assist you. Before we proceed, can I gather some necessary information? Can you please share your name? I'm going to say, do you really need my name to continue? Let's see. Yes, collecting your name is important for us to provide personalized assistance and address you properly. Rest assured that your information will be confidential. May I please have your name? It's Ryan. Ryan Baggett. All right, so there's my name. And this is one by one. Now can I have your email? Ryan@AOL.com. And actually, watch this. This would totally break any rule-based flow what I'm about to do. I forgot to misspell this email so I could show you the AI would correct it. But watch what we're going to do. Hey, my bad. I meant my email is ryan@yahoo.com. Now let me explain. If you've built anything in a flow-based, rule-based bot flow builder, we've already passed that question. There ain't no going back. Unless you've built in a back button, your bot's following a rule. And so it's going to be looking for this next formatted input from the user, which in this case would be a phone number. And so when I type, hey, my bad, it's Ryan at Yahoo, it wouldn't have the ability to collect that, but watch. Hey, my bad. And it's going to say, no problem, Ryan. Thanks. So can I have your phone number? And I'm going to say 843-505-1657. Thanks. And now can I have your zip code? Yes, 29910. Boom. All right, and so at this point, it's done. It's sent to the Google Sheet. Let's verify it. Oh, where'd it go? Not yet. Oh, it didn't yet. So I'll show you why. Ryan, we've got everything set up now, but we need to go to Settings, Integrations, OpenAI, and click Manage on our trigger here. Collect the data. We'll go here, and here's what we do. When all of the information, all these things here are collected, we need to send that flow. And that flow is this copy right here. And then we'll give one output message and we'll say, perfection. And let's do a clap emoji. We'll say, you're all set. And basically the chatbot will not repeat this last phrase verbatim, but it'll be based on the context of the conversation. So now we're all set. And let's go and change one other small thing. Well, we'll leave it the same. It's all good. What we'll do is we'll just go back to the welcome message, hit publish, and preview. And this time we'll go fast and we'll see the data end up right there. And I'm going to say, hi. So it's going to ask me for some information. So Ryan Baggett. Then it's going to ask me for my phone number, right? No, email. So Ryan@yahoo.com. Let's change it just so we can see Ryan@outlook.com. This is 3 times we've changed the email now. All right. Next, what's your phone number? 843-505-1657. Great. And then lastly, your zip code, right? Zip code 29910. Boom. So now, boom, it should have sent to the Google Sheet now, and then we'll get the output message. You're all set. I've collected your information. Everything's Gucci. And bam, we see that it is now collected, and we see that the email did indeed change to Outlook. So that is how you use AI to collect the data. We had a back and forth. The back and forth that we just had would have broken any rule-based, flow-based chatbot. You would have gotten those answers. Sorry, that's not an email address. Try again. But we were able to continue the conversation, which is so cool. To give you another idea of how powerful this really is, we can make our own prompt generator. So we can generate a perfect prompt, right? So let's do that. Prompt generator. Continue. And so in this case, a rule-based flow chatbot is a great idea because we're going to collect specific things in custom fields, and that's going to populate our prompt. So let's choose a get user data, and we'll say What do you want your chatbot to be about? And so let's make a new custom field. We'll call it chatbot basic details. So what's happening here, our bot is asking us a question. We're going to answer the question, and the answer is going to be stored in this custom field called chatbot basic details. Great, and it's getting saved. And let's ask next, how long do you want your output to be? Meaning, how many sentences or paragraphs? Question mark. We're gonna, again, we'll get a text and we'll make a new field, and this one's gonna be called how long for output. All right, and then let's now ask about the tone. We'll say, what tone of voice are you looking for? All right, and we're gonna say text, tone, and I think that's good. And what should we do? Maybe ask one more question. What should it be? We can make it say something like, what should someone call you if they ask for the bot's name? Bot's name. So we'll give it a text here, add new bot name. Save. All right, cool. So what we're going to do here is going to be pretty sick. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 questions. And then what we'll do here, we'll make a new block. We're going to click add content. We're going to click actions. And we're going to do some AI magic here, baby. Click on OpenAI. And let's generate some text. And what we'll do here is we're going to say, you are an expert chatbot prompt generator. You are going to combine the user's qualifications to create a powerful prompt in no more than 3 paragraphs. Okay, cool. So let's spell paragraphs right. So the details were bot name, bot basic details, and what was it else? We'll scroll down here and see the rest of the custom fields. We've got how long for the output, and there's one more question we asked, right? The tone. All right, so let's go ahead and say bot name value basic details output length and then tone of voice. All right, cool. That looks good to me. And so we're going to save this in a new custom field that we'll call AI generated prompt. All right, that looks good. We don't need this trigger on. Let's hit continue. And now we'll say text. And let's say, here is your prompt. Okay. And then we'll give that custom field we just made AI generated prompt. Just like that. So this is our prompt generator. Let's try this bad boy out. Let's make sure everything's good here. Let's remove this max token. So you probably won't have to do this, but what I did was by default, you're looking at this screen, which is the easiest way. It's just like our home screen settings for you to use. But in this case, what's happening is I'm using the advanced section here to remove any token length. So I'll just hit continue and I'm good to go. All right, so let's test this bad boy out. So we can just hit preview here and click web chat. And we'll get our first question. What do you want the chatbot to be about? And you know what? Let's do this actually. Jim and Nick's. I've done this demo in the past. Maybe you've seen it. Let's hit allow, whatever. Jim and Nick's. This is what we'll choose for it to be about. Jim and Nick's Bluffton. It's going to be about Jim and Nick's Bluffton. I'm just going to dump all this. Well, we won't dump it all in there yet, right? We might have, what are the questions that we had? Yeah, so let's just dump it all here first. We'll hit copy, and I'll just give it everything. What do you want your output, Ryan? Output. Okay, and so let's hit publish, but we still know what that means. So how many sentences or paragraphs? We'll say 1 to 2 short sentences that always end in a relevant emoji. So great, what tone of voice, fun, and friendly. Fun and friendly. And then what should someone call you? Piggybot. Piggybot from Jim and Nick's Barbecue. Piggybot. I like that name. All right, so now it's doing its thing. It's generating. Here's your prompt. Here's Piggybot. Here's Piggybot. I'm glad you're here as an expert. Shout. Da, 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 da. All right, so watch this. In this case, I believe we've got one thing that we can do to make this a little bit better. This is where we get into more of some advanced stuff. Let's click here, and let's click here. And what we'll do is we'll say, this is the advanced stuff. What we're gonna do, I remember back in January, or February-ish, you didn't even need to do this, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna control the user message here, which usually is fine as last input. But what we'll do is we'll take this stuff here that is usually typically always fine in your business information. We're gonna replace the last input message, replace that, and just paste everything here. This is exactly the same way that your AI summary flow is set up. So it's advanced in that typically, again, the user message is coming from your end user, your customer. Me, in this case, talking to the Jim and Nick's bot. But here, we are going to control what the user is saying to the bot in order to get the information that we want back out. So we'll click continue, and we'll hit publish. And what we want to do here also is make sure that we're giving ourselves a fair shake and a good test. So we're going to clear the conversation from the bot in OpenAI. We can see all of our information is getting saved beautifully. Let's go back to our flow to prompt generator, and we can actually, because the information, let's go through it again one more time. Maybe so. We don't have to actually. I think we can just hit preview from here, and because those answers are saved in custom fields, boom, there you go. So we can give an example of what we want. Let's do it like this. We'll go here, and we'll give an example. We'll say, in this case, example output. You are Ryan's robot working for Ryan's restaurant on their website. period. You are always friendly and providing great quality information to anyone who talks to you. Every time you are asked a relevant question, you provide a relevant response. But anytime someone asks something irrelevant, you must respond in a funny way, saying that you're not allowed to talk about stuff like that. Example output. So now we've got something a little bit longer here, right? And I'm actually going to copy this and I'm going to put it in ChatGPT and I'm going to say, give me 3 examples of text just like this. So that's not what I wanted. But we'll paste this here and we'll paste this here or copy this. And I think it'll be Gucci. Let's hit new. We can use 3.5 for this. Let's make sure it's ready for us. If I say hi, it's saying hi back. Boom. All right. 2 more examples like Ryan's restaurant robot for other industries. So then, boom, we've got some stuff like that. Great. So now we're giving better examples. Okay, this is basically the thing to understand here. All right, where am I at? Let's close out some of these windows we don't need. All right, cool. So here we go. We're back in advanced. We're good here. And we can say, here is an example. Here are some examples to go off of. Boom. So now we've got a bunch of stuff here. We should be pretty solid now. You're a prompt generator and you're going to use this information. We'll say use this info. And we'll say notes. Okay. Continue. Now let's try it again. We don't need to answer the questions again because they're stored in the system. We should just be getting a much larger prompt generated if things are working like they should. Bam! That is how you do it. So, hey there, I'm PiggyBot, blah, 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 whether you need craving. So that's excellent. So watch. Here's how gangster that is. I'm going to take this prompt here. I'm going to go make a Jim and Nick's bot right now so you can see how fast this really goes. Jim and Nick's bot. Right? So we'll go to settings. We'll go to integrations, OpenAI, edit. There's our whole prompt here for our bot. Right? There's our information, and let's go ahead. Where's Jim and Nick's menu? Jim, oh, it's here. Here we go. Let's find their menu. View the menu. Just grab the whole thing. Copy it. That's good. And menu. Boom. Straight there. All that's good there. And then do we have their, yeah, we got their contact. We got all that stuff. I think we got everything. So now we can literally test it right now. Let's just put their website. We don't need this necessarily. Let's do main website. We'll put that in quotation marks. And then we'll say menu on website. Oops. Boom. And you do want that backslash there. You don't necessarily have to do the quotations, but you do need to have the backslash there for it to work like you're going to want it to. So all that's good. And we'll say, always be friendly with your responses and end each response with either a funny tidbit about how good the barbecue is or some other funny, family-friendly, relevant joke based on what the guests are saying to you. in order to leave them with a wow experience. All right, cool. So let's hit continue and let's try this bad boy out. So let's just go here to our flows, welcome message, publish, preview. Welcome to Jim and Nick's. How can we help? I'm going to say, what desserts do you have? And it should give us a good answer to offer it. Bam! We've got some delicious desserts to satisfy yourself. Banana pudding, Mabel's homemade pies. Banana pudding and homemade pies. That's great. Let's do one more thing here. Let's pretend that we do have their whole menu already on our computer, ready to rock. We wanted to sell the actual food. This will be one of the first times I show you guys some e-commerce stuff. Let's click import products, select file, and I've actually got a file down here somewhere, don't I? Maybe I do, maybe I don't. I have one here actually. Boom, example menu. Let's click download a CSV. So we've got name, price, description, category, image link. We've gotten that downloaded, perfect. Let's go back here to import, select the file. Here we go, and click continue. Boom, 16 products were imported. So now we can, let's go ahead, it looks like I duplicated that. I might have already had them in there. So let's go ahead and get the link. Copy, and let's paste the link. Boom. Here's our shrimp. We can imagine this is their burger. I think they have a burger. I want a burger, please. We should find the burger. Maybe. Okay, so it's telling me about the burger. Don't we have one in there? Or cheeseburger is what we want. Watch this. So we can say cheeseburger. Let's add another tag here. It's not the burger, is it? That's the hot dog. That's a funny one. Hot dog. Let's change that then. Hot dog. And let's use a tag here. Let's say grilled lunch. We got some tags in there, so we can hit save, and now I can go back and I'll say I want a hot dog. Or did we spell it with 2 words? Okay, there's our hot dog. Wrong photo, but you get the idea. What did we just call this thing? Hot dog. If I just say hot dog, we should see it. We can click appetizers. There's gonna be nothing there. No, we've got some things there. The devil crab. Let's add this devil crab to our cart so you can see how that's working. We'll add one to our cart. Let's hit checkout. Delivery, pickup. Let's do pickup. Eight 843-505-1657. And let's pay. Boom, thanks for the order. We'll go back to our e-commerce section and see in our analytics. Oops. Let's go e-commerce here and to orders. We see here's our order, right? We can print that order if we want to. This will scale to any printer, even your thermal printers for your restaurants. We can go ahead and accept this order, accept it, and we'll get an update actually. Here's our update, here's our receipt, right? And now we've got our processing information or message there, delivering. We can see this gets updated, perfect. And then we can conclude it, and I'll say 5-star reviews are much appreciated. Continue. Boom. So then they'll see my little message right there. right? Guilt them into a 5-star, bam, and now we can see we got our money, our $8.99 for that hot dog. There's something else that's really cool that I want to show you guys that I know I've never shown before. Let's click here, and what we'll do, we'll make it super duper easy for anyone to order food, for example. All of you guys have a special link that you can use to display your very own e-commerce application, your very own branded e-commerce app, more or less, all by just using a custom field that we've created called Shop Link. Okay, so let's hit save. All right, let's hit publish, and let's preview. Jim and Nick's bot. So here we go. Order food. What do you think is going to happen? Boom, son. Your whole menu ready to rock. Let's click on the devil crab. Add it to our cart. Sweet. Let's proceed. Let's get 2 of them. One for me, one for my wife, and one for the baby. All right, so we all 3 going to be eating some Deflusky devil crab. How about that? Boom. Boom. And let's go ahead and throw a little 50% tip on there just because we're feeling like ballers today. How do you like that? Right? And so as a customer, by the way, you could have this set up easily to, along with this web notification, send them a email or a text message reminder about their food, or say thank you, enroll them into your VIP club if you want to do that. So many things that you could do. So publish and get out of this little deal here. Let's get back to analytics. E-commerce analytics. We see we've got the one sale, but when we look at our orders, we can bump through here. Accept it, continue, and thanks. It's going to automatically bounce us back, and we're looking good. We're looking good here. Let's click this guy again. So it's still me, Ryan Bot. Let's go back, and let's see. There's one more thing I was going to show you guys. Oh, so watch this. So we could do something like this. Let's add an email, right? Speaking of, we're going to add an email that maybe is a part of a drip campaign that we say once someone's ordered something, maybe a day later or a week later, they're going to get a nice little email from us to get them to buy something again in the future. So we could just say, now you want to set your email up on the channels section, which there's a video, 2-minute video on how to do that. I recommend Amazon Web Services for your email. $3,000 a month for free. You can't beat that. But here, so this won't work until I set up the email, but here I could say special offer. And then we could say, 10% off. And we could say, here's what we're going to do. This would be even better. This would be the fun part, the AI part, the reason you're here. What we could do is we could say action, OpenAI, and we are going to say, based on the customers, you're an assistant for the restaurant in this case. We'll say based on the customer's previous orders, provide a nice email that is relevant and encourages them to purchase again, right? And then what we'll say, so they can reference this correctly, is last ordered, right? Is there another one we want to do? The item? No, I think we're good to go. The last order. So this is like their entire last order. So let's reference that into the prompt. The guest's last order was, boom. always remember to thank them for their business. All right, and so we will click add new and we'll say AI email content. I hope y'all are getting as excited as I am about this stuff, right? So, all right, we've got all this here. Great. And so now we've made the custom field the very first thing, or excuse me, the OpenAI action, the first thing that happens in this flow, and we'll connect the email block. So here you'd fill in the email, and then we could say VIP perks at work. Thanks. And then we can be personalized, right? Full name. Or we can just do first name. We can do an image here. What do we have an image of? Let's do this guy right here. Do a little screenshotty McShotterson there. And we'll go to our desktop where that's going to populate right there. Bam. All right, cool. And so then here's where you put your AI email content, right? Like that easy. And order now. And you could send them to the website if you wanted to. I guess that's what we'll do. Boom, boom. But you could totally throw them right back into a funnel if you wanted to. So yeah, we can't send this email necessarily because the email's not set up, but this would be super, super gangster, I think. Let's hit publish. And what I think I can do, I think I can hit preview and web chat. And I think what it'll do is still generate that text, even if it won't show up in my email. We should be able to see it in the inbox. So look at this. Bam. We got the email. Look at this. So we've got a variety of stuff here, blah, blah, blah. Tiramisu, all this stuff. How fun is that? This is amazing. Let's reformat this so this starts with as Jim and Nick's, because that's one thing that'll be important for you to understand is in this context, there's no context. Like they don't necessarily know for the restaurant. So we'll say for Jim and Nick's based on the customer's previous order, blah, 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 right? Reference was, and let's say reference the items from the previous order in the email. All right, cool. Now we're good there. So let's hit publish again. And then we can preview this guy. Web chat preview. So it's, again, we're not seeing that email because this is the web chat. But if we had our email channel connected, the message that we would be seeing is ending up right here. So now we see banana pudding, blah, blah, blah. Is this the same one? This might be the same field. Let's refresh it. Yeah, so it's the same deal, but you get the idea, I think. We can actually delete this custom field, delete it, and run it again, and we should get an answer. That's new. So preview, and boom. I think this will be about the end of this thing. So we sent it again. Let's hit back to our inbox and see what we've got. And so again, we've got this desserts deal. What do we put in this thing? Let's check it. In the email, we said to do what? Purchase again, reference this in the email. All right, so this is interesting here. So we've got our OpenAI action getting sent here. What do we want to do here? Let's look at this. Let's hit back. Let's hit e-commerce. Let's buy some shrimp. Let's do that. And so we'll hit flows, welcome, preview, bam. We're gonna use the order food button. We'll choose grilled chicken breast. This is a burger. I got all my menu whacked up here. Let's fix that first. Let's go back here and fix that little menu menu jar. So log in. Let's go to e-commerce here, and let's just delete all these things. Delete, delete, delete. Then we'll add our product, select the file. Let's make sure I got the right one. Yes, this is the correct one. Open, continue. All right, so 16 products were imported. Boom. Now we've got everything looking good. So let's show you one other deal here. Let's change from our list view to a card. Yeah, the card is my favorite now. I like image the best. Let's hit save. And now when we are here, let's refresh this guy, and our store is going to look completely different. Order food. Boom. So now you can see you've got this view, which is really nice. I like the way this view looks. Let's do this. Let's choose. We'll choose. We'll do this ahi tuna. Or can we do the ahi tuna? Come on, baby. I think we've just got some duplicates here. I think that is our problem. But we'll just choose this one. Add it to the cart. Add to the cart here, and we'll check out. Let's take away this guy. Take away this guy. Check out. Pick up in the store. Ryan. And let's do a little tip here, and we'll pay. What we could do in our traditional triggers section, you can add a trigger here that says just ordered. Add the trigger, and we can say a new order comes in. We're going to trigger another flow, and that flow would be the one we've named email, right? So this could be the way that we have this working immediately. So what happens? They order the food, then bam, the email then comes in. You could even add some wait time. You could say in 1 day or 2 days, and 2 days from this moment, do this thing here. You could even generate the text. This is what I would do. I would immediately upon the order, boom, go ahead and send the flow. Generate the text, wait 2 days, and then send the email for them to come back, or even 2 weeks if that's what you wanted to do. We don't have weeks for you, but you can just say 14 days. 2 weeks from that moment in time. And if you really wanted to get really serious with it and only send a 10% off email only once, you could do that easily as well. We'll click actions. We'll add a tag, and we'll say 10% offer sent. And then here, we can start with a condition and move this guy here. So we can say, is the tag is 10% offer sent. If it is, do nothing. If it doesn't have the tag, boom. So this is a nice little chain right here. You see what's happening? So in this case, we'd leave that rule and that trigger turned on that we just made. When the order happens, boom, send this next flow immediately. So it's sent. The condition block is checking, okay, is this person already tagged or not? Then we've got the OpenAI action, which is taking their last order details, spinning up a new email. It's going to wait 14 days, populate this email block right here where you see AI content. So I pre-made, the graphic here or whatever. And in this case, this is what's being generated, and the order button never changes. And then immediately, once that email is sent, whether they open it or click it or not, you're then, boom, hitting them with the tag. Now, another way you could do this, if you wanted them to continue to get this offer until they actually redeemed it or at least clicked on it, what you could do is you could say action, and then we could, what do we want to do? We could add the tag this way, right? And so the same thing, the 10% tag exists. So in this case, it's just an additional way to save time doing this instead of having another step happening regardless. In this case, they must click the button, and if they do to see the menu or to get the next thing, then boom, you have tagged them. And what I like to do is log this. So we could say 10% offer clicked. And now you can have, you'll know every time and how many times this flow's ever been sent. You could even have a log event here, right above. So let's say actions, log an event. We can say generated an AI email deal, right? So what this is doing, this is logging the custom event. So it's just counting one by one every time this happens. So when I hit preview here, it's going to open up, but what's happening is the condition is being checked, tagged yes or no. No, he's not tagged yet. So boom, log this action, generate the text, wait 14 days, send the email. That is exactly what would happen here. When I go to analytics, I should see, boom, generated an AI email, one of them. If I was to go back and hit them again, right, it should, if this is working exactly how it should, work all the same, and in this case, not be sent to me because of that condition. If I take away the conditions that have already been tagged and just hit preview, continue, now I will have 2 logged actions from the same person, which is me, one individual, or 3 now. Great, it's even more accurate than me. See, one individual, me, but I clicked it 3 times, which is absolutely correct. Guys, I hope you liked this video. We learned quite a bit about prompt chaining, I think. If you have any questions, always let us know. We're happy to help you. And be on the lookout for the next one. Thanks so much.